The animals didn't validate Jesus. God kept him hidden from that. God kept that away from him. They didn't believe him. That's why they killed him. The Christians make such a big deal about how he got killed, but there's no logic in it. Because they claim that he was this God who popped down and did this little token dance and then went back up. And that's the reason why it's so important. Is because he didn't know for sure, and he did have to choose. He did have to listen to that word that told him who he was. And he had to believe, not based on any animal way of believing, by looking and verifying and evaluating and judging based on the validation he got from the animals on the outside. He had to believe based on what he heard in his secret parts, inside himself, in his mind, in his heart. Via that living word which spoke to him and told him who he was. And that's why it's so incredibly important that the real Jesus wasn't this God who came down from heaven, and so who would have known everything about who he was and what was going on, so did not ever have to really make a choice. He never had to make a choice if he was already a God. And that is Christianity, that he was a God. So right there is the beginning of the muddledness of why Christianity makes no sense, and it can never make any sense because of that fundamental lie about his identity, about who he was, and what he had, and what he knew, and what was happening to him, what was happening inside him. It's important because he said that the Father loves me because I have chosen to lay down my life. Because I was faced with that choice, and I chose to do the Father's will instead of choosing to do my own will, my own purpose. Choosing not to be Solomon. The Father loves me because I chose to not take the fruit from the tree when that voice was telling me that I could have all this stuff, that I could grab with my hand and do my own will, and it was okay for me to do that because I'm the Son of God. And the Father loves me because I chose the right, because I chose not to do that. And being an eternal God who already knew everything, whose choice would not matter, makes a mockery of God and God's love for the Son. Being an eternal God who was the same as the God he claims loved him makes a mockery of everything. It makes it completely incomprehensible, this religion called Christianity. When he says, the Father loves me, if Christianity says it's the same God, so God loves himself, or God loves one personality loves another personality, it's stupid. It's stupid. It makes no sense. Because it's not real. And very few will accept that. That is not real because that's the way it is. And very few can grapple with the reality that the world that calls itself Christian believes in a story that was made up by men. In the 2nd, 3rd, 4th centuries.